Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today I thought we'd have a look at this. Now, I got a call from a friend of mine the other day, and he owns an Indian restaurant in the local town, and I got a slight panic phone call that some of the equipment in his kitchen wasn't working, and it was about 10 o'clock at night, and he said he didn't need anything like right there and then, because they were just about to shut, but there's a chance I could pop down and have a look what had happened the following day. So I popped down, and in the back in the kitchen, he's bought a new industrial microwave, because he'd run out of capacity with the one that he had. And basically what they'd done, these things run at about 3 kilowatts each, and he plugged it in next to his current industrial microwave. So he had two 3 kilowatt microwaves running on this one socket, and apparently there was a flash and a pop come from the socket, and neither of the microwaves would come on. Now, for the rest of the night, apparently they just ran an extension lead across the kitchen, which I'm sure breaches God knows how many health and safety rules, and plugged the microwave in on an extension lead from across the kitchen. But anyway, like I say, I went in the day after, and I found the two microwaves plugged into this double socket here. And he said that it had gone off and nothing was working, and both microwaves were unplugged from it. And I got my my little circuit tester. It's a little neon socket tester like that, little round thing. It has 3 neon lights on it, and when you plug it into a socket, it tells you that if all 3 neon lights light on it, it basically tells you that you've got your live, neutral and earth all present and correct and all in the right place. And I plugged that into here, and it come on. And I unplugged it and I plugged it into the other one, and again it come on, all in the right place, all live, neutral and earth, all fine. So I thought, oh right, perhaps it was nothing. So I plugged the microwave back in, and the microwave come on. I thought, oh, there's nothing wrong here. And then I just touched the pluggers to unplug the microwave again, and there was the most almighty bang, and a spark shot out from here, and it blew the breaker in the fuse box. It blew the circuit breaker. So anyway, I took the plate off and I replaced it with a new one, and moved the microwave, one of the microwaves, across to the other side of the kitchen, and told the chef that was there that it would have to live at the other side of the kitchen on its own plug top if they didn't want it to happen again. But I thought what I'd do is I would bring this plate home, and we'd have a quick look at it and see exactly how it's failed. Now, this has been in the kitchen, obviously by the state of it, for quite a long time. They've been there over 10 years, and he said it's never been changed or anything before. It is an MK. It is a good old decent British make MK. These have been making sockets in the UK from, well, before World War II. They're a well-known, well-established British make. Don't know if the stuff's still made over here or not, but it is quite an old socket, this. You know, it's probably getting on for like 30 years old. You can tell it's an older one, because if you look in here, it's actually got brass inserts where the screws go in. The modern ones don't, it's just plastic there. The build quality on these was actually really, really good. What we can see though is we've got a crack running right along there and right through there. I think that's a heat crack, and well, that isn't a crack. I think that's just muck and rubbish on the plate. But we have a definite crack running right through there. On the back, I don't know if you can see that, but we've also have a crack in the bake light on the. I think it's a type of bake light, this. We also have a crack running right along the back there, so it's obviously something's been distressed. And if we have a look here, it actually looks like we actually have some charring and burning. Yeah, it's actually whatever that's made out of. It's probably the type of bake light. Certainly a thermosetting plastic, I think. It seems to be somewhat carbonised around there. So anyway, let's take the back off and let's see exactly how bad this thing is inside. Some of these screws are a little bit on the rusty side as well, so it was probably getting to the end of its life, but if it hadn't been quite as overloaded as it has been, it may have lasted a bit longer. Right, let's see if we can get in here and have a look what the contacts look like inside here. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that in there, but that's probably from that big flash and a bang. If you can see the contacts completely. What's that? That's the live there. And as you can see, that's the neutral. It seems that the neutral and the live have actually flashed over there. That's probably what blew the breaker. It does look like they may have flashed over there, because that's your neutral connector, that's your live connector. I don't know if you can see that in there, where it's melted on the top and on the bottom there. So I think it's actually probably flashed over there. Probably with all this carbonisation, there's been a low enough resistance that it's built up, and like I say, it's managed to form an arc, and it's actually flashed over between live and neutral there. It's very, very grim in here. See if we can perhaps pop that live terminal out and have a look at it. Oh dear, yeah. Yeah, it's almost definitely that's what's happened. You can see all the carbon coming off this thing. It's cremated. Well, that's the live connection that the pin of the plug, if you look, that's what the pin of the plug actually plugs into, like that. Even that's horrendously carbonised and blackened in there, but that there, yeah, it's flashed over onto the neutral underneath. You can see it there, and that's the only reason that's flashed over is because all this here is burnt and it's carbonised, and it's got to a low enough resistance so that it can pass a current, and an arc's formed. And as soon as the arc's formed, it's managed to basically flash over between the neutral and the live over there. You can even see it started happening on the other socket here. That's where the live was. That's the neutral in there. Right, we'll just pop the see if we can pop the neutral bar out as well and have a look at this. That's completely melted. See if we can get it out and have a look how bad the damage on it is. Oop. There we go. You can see where it's totally, it took a big chunk of it out there where it flashed over. You can see how much carbonisation there is here, where it's literally just been cremating itself. So yeah, that's the lesson, not to overload your sockets. Oh look, yeah, it looks like it may have flashed over to the earth. Actually, the earth there's is that from this side? That would have gone on that way around, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it flashed over to the earth as well, because the earth pin there's all melted. But yeah, build up of this carbonisation caused by excessive load on the socket over a long period of time, and it's started to carbonise. This has allowed a current to flow, and eventually it's flashed over, and it's gone with a big pop and a bang. So I thought that might be interesting to take apart and see exactly why it has failed. And so it certainly shows you why you shouldn't overload your sockets. And bear in mind, this is like I said, quite an old, good quality MK socket. If this had been a cheap Chinese modern socket, it would no way have lasted like this. It would have melted and gone out in absolutely no time at all. So, like I say, it was only a little quick video just to show you that. So, hope you enjoyed that little video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.